Hello everyone and welcome to Sportstar. This is Pranay Rajiv and Mayank. So we'll be taking you through what has happened at the FIDE Candidates tournament, which ended today morning with India's D Gukesh becoming the youngest ever candidates champion, and Tan Songi of China winning the women's section. So yeah, Mayank, this has been a very long, almost 3 week journey. We have been traveling along with the tournament from here, covering the. We have been running live blogs, everything. At what point did you really think that Gukesh can actually win this thing?
To answer your question, Pranay, I was watching one interview of Gukesh after he won the tournament, and when the question was asked that how confident was he ahead of the tournament, so he said that if he plays at his best, plays his A game, he has as much chance as anyone else there. So personally, I didn't think that he would make this far. I was thinking somewhere between +1 to -1 to +1 he would score. Somewhere he would finish between third to fifth position. But this is something tremendous. I mean, the way he has kept himself composed during the games and did something, I mean, we would never have thought of. And this is truly a historic day for all of us because he is the youngest ever candidates champion and only the second Indian after Viswanathan Anand. So that's a big deal.
Yeah. On a personal note, I covered a chess event back in 2022. The school where we did studies, forgot the name of the school. So there were multiple, because a chess Olympiad was happening in Mahabalipuram. Gukesh was there, Pragnananda was there, Vaishali was there, a lot of people were there. And Gukesh was, I mean, like everyone was talking about Pragnananda because he had recently beaten Magnus. A lot of spotlight on Pragnananda. Not many people were actually trying to talk to Gukesh or anything. That has been the case for the last few years because Pragnananda has been winning the big titles. He reached the final of the 2023 Chess World Cup. Vidit won the FIDE Grand Swiss. A lot of attention have been going to the other guys, but Gukesh has been silently chipping, and now he has finally hit the big reward. So let's talk a little bit about how he came to the candidates. It was a difficult process for him. The Chess World Cup was not a successful journey for him. The FIDE Grand Swiss also not that big success story for him. But then he qualified through the FIDE circuit rating thanks to a very last minute put together tournament called the Chennai Grandmaster. You were right here. You were talking. You're reporting that even. What do you want to say about that?
To answer your question, Pranay, we can go a bit back and we can maybe see how he started his chess career. I mean, I read somewhere that he saw Pragnananda winning the under 7 or under 5 championship and told his father that, okay, I want to be like Pragnananda. And he started chess from there. And eventually, if you look at his trajectory, he overshadowed his compatriot because as rightly as you have mentioned that he has not been as celebrated as others because of various reasons. I mean, he scored 8 out of 8 in the first game in the Olympiads, and that's where people started noticing him. I mean, in the chess circuit, yes, he was quite. I mean, the top elite players to win top elite players' heart, you have to regularly beat them, and that's what Pragnananda used to do. I mean, he used to play all the Champions Chess Tour and win a lot of games. But for Gukesh, it was a bit different. He was always a methodical player. He always used to. He apparently never has used engine in his life till he became a GM. So that's a big deal. Talking about how he qualified for the tournament, it was very difficult for him initially. I mean, he was trying his best starting from Chess World Cup. He crashed out in group stage, if I'm not wrong. And then FIDE Grand Swiss also didn't turn up. A very good tournament for him. And then he was running for the FIDE circuit points along with big names like Anish Giri and Wesley So, who FIDE, what FIDE circuit is a 2-year circle where you get points to win open tournaments and close invitational tournaments. So it's basically a leaderboard who will the top of the leaderboard will get a direct qualification for the FIDE candidates. And to get a certain rating, eventually a tournament was conducted. I mean, it's all fair. It's under the FIDE regulation that any tournament can be conducted. So Chennai Grandmasters was conducted, it was a really close fight between him and Arjun Erigasi, and he eventually, pipped Arjun Erigasi with a very slight margin. If I'm not wrong, it was all tie, I guess, and then he won in tie breaks, and that's how he qualified for the candidates. And the way it turned out, I guess all stars have aligned so that he can qualify for the World Championship final game as well.
We have to talk a little bit about how he has planned out this particular tournament. If you look at his performance, he has clearly targeted players who are in the lower rank in the top three, top four, bottom three, bottom four, and has managed to successfully gain draws against all of his competitors, Nepominachi, Nakamura, and Caruana. His only defeat came in a very time-induced, time pressure game against Firoza that he could have actually avoided that.
Yeah.
Other than that, he has secured wins against, I think, Abasov, Firoza, and then
Pragnananda.
Pragnananda. So basically, he has 5 wins, 8 draws, and 1 defeat. So the way he has planned out the whole tournament,
Yeah.
not taking too many risks against bigger name opponents, so that he can get half a point as well as prevent
Yeah.
the big names from getting a half a point. So that is incredible the way he has planned out the.
Very fair point. I mean, if you look at the quality of the games, I mean, apart from Fabiano Caruana, who has played with, you know, like the level which he has, he's a 2800 player, and he has been 2800 player for years now. So we can expect high quality games from him. But the accuracy which Gukesh has showed in this tournament was something beyond my imagination. I mean, if you look at his game, he got a maybe a lucky win against Pragnananda because it was a very fighting game, but it worked for him. It started well for him. And over time, he gained confidence and he won crucial games. I mean, if you look at the loss against Firouzja, it was it could have gone either ways. He could have won that game and it would not have been so close in the end. But the loss eventually, ignited something in him. He said that he lost the game in the 7th round, if I'm not wrong, halfway through, ahead of the rest day. And he said that he never felt so good in the rest day. So he kind of knew that, okay, he's mentally feeling good. And he eventually came back, won the next round itself, and again beat Firouzja in the must-win game in the penultimate round, and drew with Hikaru Nakamura with black pieces. So all those feat, he also drew both of his games, all 4 of his games against Fabi and Nepo, if I'm not wrong.
Nepo, yeah.
So that also is a big feat to to do that. So all in all, he's a deserving winner, and he should look forward for his World Championship game, which in fact FIDE said that they are planning to conduct the tournament somewhere between mid-November to mid-December.
And
So
there are rumors that it could possibly
happen in India. Yeah.
So talking about Gukesh's win, he will have to particularly thank Vidit Gujarati for the 2 wins he got against Hikaru. Without that, there are a lot of ifs and buts, but these 2 wins proved to be very crucial in the end, because if one of those games had gone either way, been a draw or a win for Hikaru, the whole dynamics would have changed. Because we're speaking about Vidit, we have to also talk about credible fifth place finish for him. Not a bad tournament, not a great tournament, but certainly a good first experience at the top tier. Vidit had some impressive wins, but also had some crushing defeats. It was not. I don't think he'll be particularly happy with how the tournament panned out for him. It could have been so much better considering how good those wins were. But again, he will also take confidence from this first effort. Moving to the women's category, Vaishali had an incredible last half of the tournament. 5 consecutive wins to close out the tournament. She finished joint second, but based on the SB score, she fell back to 4th place. What do you feel about Vaishali, and considering her age and lack of experience? How do you think that a 5-win streak in a top tier chess tournament, that's pretty good, right?
She had 1.5 points in first 7 round. That is half of her tournament, and got 6 out of 7 in the last 7 rounds. So that's something which is I mean, again, I would say we would never have thought of. I mean, this has never happened in an elite tournament to win 5 games in a row
Mm.
after losing 4 games in a row. So she has
And
been,
no player has won more games than her
more
in both
in
men's and women,
yes.
men's
I
and
mean,
open and
she
women's
has
both.
won 6 games, so 6 decisive results went in her favor. That is a record in itself. So she should be really proud of the way, because if you look at the start which she had, she was for the first 4 rounds she was equal with Pragnananda, and eventually she fell back like anything, and Pragnananda um, was in a joint was throughout in the second position till the later half of the tournament. But talking about Vaishali, I mean, to beat Blatingji, to beat Kuryachkina, to beat Lagno, to beat Salimova, and that too, I mean, like in succession is incredible. She finished with 7.5 point. She would go back with the joint second. I mean, yeah, fifth position, but yeah, eventually it will be called as joint second alongside Koneru Hampi, which eventually ended. I mean, uh, throughout the tournament, like she also had a bad start, to be honest. Both Indians, the finish they had. I mean, if you look at their games, it's more about the momentum. I mean, both player like form does matter a lot for them. So if it's kind of hard for them to stop the bleeding once they start losing, but it's also difficult for others to stop them when they're winning. So creditable performance for from the Indian contingent. Speaking a bit more about Vidit, as you have mentioned, it's incredible that he beat Hikaru Nakamura twice. So that's something. I mean, see,
Nakamura was
he
on a what 44 game unbeaten streak or something, right?
47 game unbeaten
47 game.
streak. If you look at it, I mean, the mindset which Vidit had, he used to be a player who tends to draw a lot of games, but in recent years he has changed his go to the game, and he's playing for the win. And if you play for the win, sometime you might get a loss also. So that's fine. You would learn a lot, but all in all, it will be considered as a brilliant tournament, because we have seen not one, not two, but 5 Indians, and I mean, it was really special to see uh, someone from India winning this competition after 3 weeks of tough chess.
Not just from the Indian perspective, I think this tournament has benefited chess as a whole. A lot of questions were talked about, a lot of questions were asked about the future of classical format especially after Magnus Carlsen's withdrawal. But this tournament and the results it has produced, and the nature of the competition, the unpredictability of the results, as well as, and there were comparatively lesser draws than usual. So
Yeah.
these factors, does the all these things come when you put it together, it augurs well for the sport in whole. And yeah, as you have mentioned, World Championship finals. We don't know for sure yet, but it most probably will be there at the end of the year. So we'll be tracking more events. We'll be looking into Gukesh's preparation for the World Championship and many other things. So follow Sports Star for more chess-based contents. We'll be trying to cover most of the things as much as we can. So it was a fun candidates. So we're looking forward to more exciting chess tournaments as well as Indian performance.